Swallowed Star 526 Absorption. Chapter 526 Absorption. Even though he was in the ancient god ruins, Luo Feng was very relaxed. As his core was within the Masha body, along with the living AI Babata and the other important things, his Earth-human body here had nothing to worry about. Even if I'm killed, I just have to waste some energy from the internal world to regenerate. Luo Feng closed his eyes. His consciousness was connected to the virtual universe via the quantum computer within his space ring. In a while, there'll be a space origin law class. I can't miss that. In a quiet and vast city more than 1 trillion km away. Within the city leader's 3-story mansion, a man lay in his armor in the training room, and the black-clothed Luo Feng stood beside him. With these 2 Blood River crystals, it'll make my total haul since I left the ancient god ruins 100 already. Black-clothed Luo Feng immediately waved his hand and destroyed all the evidence. After which, he left without a trace and rushed into the sky, sitting in his automaton ship and flying in space above. Within the control room of the automaton ship, black-clothed Luo Feng sat in his sofa and laughed lightly. External simulation 100%. Immediately the scenery about changed. A wild and incredibly beautiful dream-like space image. Below were the cloud levels of Blood River continent. Luo Feng, the previous 2 times you absorbed 30 crystals each. How many are you prepared for this time? The lights beside had formed an image of Babata. The little demon smiled happily as he looked at Luo Feng. I have prepared 25 for absorption. The black-clothed Luo Feng said. Ah! In the ancient god ruins, the golden-horned beast absorbed 15. Plus the 30 crystals it had absorbed twice before. Right now it has absorbed a total of 75 crystals. Plus the 25 today, it'll make a perfect 100. The little demon Babata laughed weirdly. That intense pain, can you take it? Black-clothed Luo Feng frowned. Pain? Right. Back then during the 10th crystal, it was so painful. Even the golden-horned beast couldn't help but crash about. At that same time, the other 2 bodies too suffered intense pain, enough to make one's soul leap out. The 11th crystal, however, didn't hurt as much and was in fact much weaker than the 10th. However, as more crystals were absorbed, the pain continued to rise gradually, until when he hit the 72nd. The level of pain was comparable to the absorption of the 10th crystal back then. Luo Feng fought with all his might before, getting past until the 75th. However, his entire being was in a complete daze. Today will be number 76 to 100. I guess the pain will exceed the previous few times. The little demon warned, if you cannot take it, we can split them into a few days. No problem. Black-clothed Luo Feng's eyes were focused. This little pain, if I can't even take this, how can I even think of becoming undying? This isn't just a little pain. If your willpower wasn't strong, your soul would have long crumbled. Babata warned. I've never heard of one's soul crumbling from absorbing Blood River crystals. Black-clothed Luo Feng said softly. If I can't take it, I will probably end up fainting. At that point, the absorption will stop, and there will no longer be any danger. And Babata, I have a feeling that when I absorb the 100th crystal, a miracle will happen. Black-clothed Luo Feng's eyes had a hint of anticipation. Let's begin. Shwa. Within the ship, only a core was left. At this point, black-clothed Luo Feng had entered his internal world. Internal world. The golden-horned beast, which was like a black mountain range, slowly got up. Beside it, the black-clothed Luo Feng suddenly appeared. Who? A heavenly pillar like right claw was extended and placed before Luo Feng. Number 76. Black-clothed Luo Feng took out a triangular blood-red crystal and placed it on the scaled palm. It used its claw to slice through, and the absorption began. Ah! Black-clothed Luo Feng gripped his fists and gritted his teeth. He stood there and trembled slightly. Howl! The golden-horned beast rushed into the sky in pain. The 2 huge cloud-like scaled wings flapped madly, dancing about in the vast metal continent. It occasionally crashed into metal mountains, venting out as it suffered intense pain. After this went on for a while, it finally stopped. Whew. Still okay. It felt a bit better than absorbing 30 consecutively before. Looks like my willpower has been trained and developed more. Black-clothed Luo Feng let out a sigh of relief and released his grip. The golden-horned beast landed and lifted its right claw, triggering the mysterious energy. Immediately the claw changed from a pure black to a pale gold color. The fully armored black golden-horned beast was mostly black in color. Even its 4 horns only looked gold because of the many golden engravings that lit up. In truth, it was a mix of black and gold. Only this right claw was completely pale gold, and it held within endless power. And on this right claw was an incomparably beautiful engraving. Its complexity, compared to the entire body's gold engravings, it didn't have too much of a difference. However, even normal people, they would still feel that the complexity and overall look of this blood-red engraving was somewhat lacking. It had yet to be completed. Looking at how complete this engraving is, I feel that only after absorbing the 100th will it be complete. Black-clothed Luo Feng stared at the blood-red engraving on the right claw. After absorbing 3 crystals, the blood-red engraving was simple, yet complete. After the 10th, it was a lot more complex, once again forming a complete picture. And right now, after 76 crystals, on to the 77th. Black-clothed Luo Feng placed another crystal into the right palm. 78, 79, 80. The further he got, the change in the right claw caused such pain that it made the golden-horned beast feel like it was dying. However, in its bones was a powerful and solid rock like willpower, allowing Luo Feng to bear with it over and over. Pain. Intense pain. 86, 87, 88. Ancient God ruins, training room of the huge pit quarters. Luo Feng's entire body was kneeling in the room. Dressed in his bronze armor, his 10 fingers were like hooks fiercely gripping the stone ground, gripping and reducing the stone to dust. He grit his teeth, crackles could be heard from his teeth. His face was flushed, veins popping out, perspiring profusely from all over. The whole ground was wet.
Chi chi. Pa. Pa. Spit. Luo Feng spit fiercely. 2 broken teeth flew out of his mouth. I damn. Pain. So much pain. Luo Feng's entire body was trembling. Sweat flowed out from the seams of the armor, and his skin felt like almost as though it had been steamed. That intense pain that boiled down to even his soul had affected his entire body. Hu! Hu! Luo Feng violently lay on the ground. His entire being almost paralyzed, breathing and gasping hard, breath after breath. My God, I finally made it. I feel like I've died over tens of thousands of times. With the virtual universe 100% simulation, the pain too can be simulated. However, the pain of death isn't even a fraction of this pain. Luo Feng was completely sprawled on the floor. His earth body alone was in such pain, and as the primary body of the right claw absorption, just how much pain did the golden horned beast have to endure? One had to know that this level of pain entered into its soul via the golden horned beast's body. The pain the golden horned beast felt was the most intense. This is only the 90th, how will I continue? Luo Feng couldn't imagine. The pain he endured before was already the most terrifying pain he had ever endured in his entire life. So much so that his consciousness was about to crumble, almost triggering his auto-defense mechanisms. Fainting was a form of natural self-preservation. However, Luo Feng was very clear about the fact that the moment he fainted, it would mean the failure of the absorption of the crystal. More than 1 trillion km away in space, within the automaton control room, the crystal core was floating and revolving. Internal world. 91st. Black-clothed Luo Feng took a deep breath and placed another crystal in the palm of the golden horned beast's right claw. The huge beast, which was larger than even rivers, looked down at the crystal with its dark golden eyes. There was a sense of fear in them. It was simply too painful. Chi! After slashing a wound, fresh blood seeped out and the absorption of the 91st crystal began. Kill! 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 The incomparably mad killing aura completely swarmed over Luo Feng's willpower. Every crystal absorption's killing intent willpower was stronger than the previous, and at this 91st crystal, the killing aura seemed comparable even to the aura whirlpool where it was 8 times the normal aura. Maybe even stronger than that. My heart is like a mirror, don't think of affecting me, get out. Luo Feng's willpower raged, madly defending time and again against the effects. He was finally able to get the killing aura willpower to back off. I finally made it past the killing aura willpower. Actually, at this point, it wasn't simply just the pain from evolving the right claw that was unbearable, even the killing aura willpower. That alone was very hard for Luo Feng to fight and defend against. However, defending against the killing aura willpower compared to the pain of evolution was different. Against the killing aura willpower, defending was simply defending. Hence, the failure was simply a failure. No pain, no consequence. However, that pain continued on, wave after wave, until the entire right claw had evolved. Only then would the terrifying pain cease. Damn, it's here again. Black-clothed Luo Feng's body was trembling. He was kneeling on the ground with his hands on the metal ground, gritting his teeth hard. Howl! The golden-horned beast madly howled to vent. The 91st was like wave after wave of killer nightmares. It finally got past it. 92nd. If one wished to succeed, he had to be hard on himself. Luo Feng continued to allow the golden-horned beast to absorb the 92nd crystal. The killing aura willpower from this crystal was simply too much. Luo Feng fought hard to control his willpower, making it incomparably solid and sturdy. He was struggling against it even though it felt like it was about to crumble. Finally, the terrifying willpower backed off. However, what followed closely was the even more terrifying intense pain. Why do I feel? Black-clothed Luo Feng picked up the 93rd crystal and said softly that it would be extremely hard to reach the 100th crystal. Continue. When the 93rd crystal made contact with the wound in its right palm, an even more intense torrent of killing aura willpower rushed against Luo Feng's willpower. It was vast and endless, every wave was stronger than before. Luo Feng barely defended against it wave after wave. Rumble! Luo Feng felt his consciousness drift, after which the three bodies all fainted. The killing aura willpower had broken past his defense, swiftly returning back into the crystal. Absorption of the 93rd Blood River crystal was a failure.